Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to tell you the answers of first PUC Model Question Paper 2 of Political Science. The first part of this subject has already been uploaded. This is the second part of Political Science, which will start from part 3rd, that is question number 24. In this section, you have to answer 8 questions. So let's start the video. The first one is question number 24. 4 elements of the state are, the first one is a permanent population. A state is an organization of human beings living together as a community. The population of a state comprises of all individuals who in principle inhabit the territory in a permanent way. So this is the first point. You have to write the 4 elements of the state. So this is the first element. The next element is a defined territory. Territory is a geographical area that is owned and controlled by a government or country to exercise such state sovereignty. Now, the third element is government. The government is the executive branch of the state and has the role to administer the state uniformly in every aspect. The fourth element is sovereignty. Sovereignty is the quality of having supreme independent authority over a territory. So in this way, your 4 elements of the state is completed. The first one is a permanent population. The second is a defined territory. The third one is a government. And the fourth is sovereignty. So in this way, your answer of question number 24 is completed. Now we will move on to next question. Now this is the answer of question number 25. Types of liberty. So the types of liberty are, the first one is natural liberty. Traditionally, the concept of natural liberty has been very popular. Natural liberty is taken to mean the enjoyment of unrestrained natural freedom. So this is the first type. The second type is civil liberty. The liberty which each individual enjoys as a member of the society is called civil liberty. It is equally available to all individuals. Now third type is political liberty. Good and adequate opportunities for using political rights by the people are defined as political liberty. The fourth type is individual liberty. Individual liberty means the freedom to pursue one's desire and interest as a person, but which do not clash with the interest or desires of others. Now the next is economic liberty. Lasky defined economic liberty as freedom from the wants of tomorrow and availability of adequate opportunities for earning the livelihood. The next sixth one is national liberty. National liberty is another name for independence of the nation. So next one, seventh number is religious liberty. It means the freedom to profess or not to profess any religion. The next one is 8 number, moral liberty. It means the freedom to act according to one's conscience. So in this way, your answer of question number 25 is completed. Now we will move on to answer of question number 26, that is kinds of law. So the kinds of law are as follows. The first one is criminal law. Criminal law is enforced by the police. Instances like homicide, rape, assault, theft are dealt with under criminal law. The second one is civil law. The civil law is a law that looks at actions that aren't the crime. It's a part of the law dealing with disputes between organizations and people. So these are the kinds of law. Now we'll move on to third kind. Third one is common law. The common law, also referred to as case law or judicial precedent or judgment law, is a section of the law which is derived from the judicial determination of courts and comparable tribunals. Next is fourth one, statutory law. Statute or statutory law is a law established by an act of the legislature that's signed by the executive or legislative body. So in this way, answer of question number 26 is also completed. Now we will move on to answer of question number 27. The essentials of an ideal constitution are explained as below. So in this question you have to write the essentials of an ideal constitution. So the first one is it should be definite. An ideal constitution should not be vague but clearly narrate the provisions which relates to the organization of the government. The principles should be precise and clear. Now the next essential is it should be comprehensive. An ideal constitution must be comprehensive enough to mention the functions of the government and rights, duties of the citizen. Now the next essential point is third number, method of amendment. An ideal constitution should possess the method of amendment. As the social condition of the people is going on change, the constitution must also undergo change. So this one is the third essential. Now the fourth essential point for an ideal constitution is that it should correspond to reality. An ideal constitution should correspond to the real conditions obtained within the state, otherwise it cannot work properly. So these are the four essentials of an ideal constitution. So now we will move on to next question, question number 29. The Constituent Assembly of India was elected to frame the Constitution of India. It was elected by the Provincial Assembly. Following India's independence from British government in 1947, its members served as the nation's first parliament. So in this question you have to write a note about the Constituent Assembly of India. So an idea for Constituent Assembly was proposed in 1934 by M.N. Roy, a pioneer of the communist movement in India and an advocate of radical democracy. It became an official demand of the Indian National Congress in 1935 and was accepted by the British in 1940. The Constitution of India was drafted by the Constituent Assembly and it was implemented under the Cabinet Mission Plan on 16 May 1946. The total membership of the Constituent Assembly was 389, of which 292 were representatives of the provinces. So this is all about Constituent Assembly. Now we'll move on to next question, question number 30. So this is all about the fundamental duties of the Constitution. So fundamental duties noted in the Constitution are as follows. This is exactly the same as written in the Constitution. So it shall be the duty of every citizen of India. The first one is to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and constitutions, the national flag and the national anthem. The second is to cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom. The third is to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. The fourth is to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. Next is to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. So this is the fifth constitutional duty. Now the sixth one is to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. And the seventh one is to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. So these are the fundamental duties of the Constitution. This is exactly the same as written in the original Constitution. So you don't have to change the words. You have to write exactly the same which is written over here. Now we will move on to next question, question number 33. The question number 33 is all about the role of the Prime Minister of India. So the Prime Minister of India is the head of the government and country. He is appointed by the President of India after the political party wins a general election and nominates a candidate for the post. The leader of that political party is hence appointed as the Prime Minister of India. The Prime Minister of India serves the country by performing various functions. He performs his functions taking responsibilities that are listed below. So the first is the leader of the country. As you all know that the Prime Minister of India is the chief head of the government of India. Now the next point is portfolio allocation. The Prime Minister has the authority to assign respective portfolios to the ministers. For example, Cabinet Minister is appointed as Home Minister, External Affairs Minister, Defense Minister. Now we'll move on to third point, official representative of the country. The Prime Minister represents the country for high-level international meetings and he is the ambassador of the country. Now the fourth one is Chief Advisor. He also plays the role of Chief Advisor to the President. So these are the four responsibilities and the functions of the Prime Minister of India. The first one is the leader of the country. Second is the portfolio allocation. Third is the official representative of the country in international meetings. And the fourth one is Chief Advisor. So Chief Advisor to the President. So in this way, question number 33 is also completed. Now we'll move on to question number 34 and this will be the last question of this section because you have to answer only 8 questions of this section. 7 questions we have answered and we will move on to now question number 8. So this is all about the family court. A family court has jurisdiction in both civil and criminal matters under the Act. Under civil matters, it can deal with any suit and proceeding related to matrimonial issues, spousal property, the legitimacy of any person, maintenance, guardianship of the person or custody of or access to any minor. Under criminal matters, it has jurisdiction over orders related to maintenance of wife, children and parents described under Chapter 11 of Criminal Procedure Code, that is CPC. Any suit or proceedings of the above mentioned nature should necessarily be heard by family court, excluding the jurisdiction of the district court or any other subordinate court or any magistrate. Also, any such suit or proceedings which is already pending before any other court or magistrate should be immediately transferred to the family court. So this is a short note about the family court. In this way, all the 8 questions of this section has been completed. Now if you need any other answers of the questions or if you need the answers of different papers, then you can comment down below. I will provide you the same. And let me tell you once again that part 1 of this question paper has already been uploaded. So you can watch that also. This is the part 2 of the political science and this is the model paper 2. I am repeating again, if you need further answers then please do comment down below, and if you need the answers of any other subject then do also please comment down below. I will provide you the same. And don't forget to share, like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for further notifications so that you don't miss any of the videos. So thank you. Thanks for watching.